could you please leave a like, a comment, and share this video. This video is not targeted at children. We will return to normal schedules in other videos. Dun, 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 dun. GGS News, or Green Grape Sessions News, or it's news, okay? It's our news. And with us today we have
news.
Fake news. Yeah, let's do it. Fake
Hello.
news. With us today we have the crazy bee lady, Bee von Basila, and the crazy dog lady, Miss Seago.
Who makes kissy faces.
Who makes kissy faces.
Towards her puppy dog.
Towards her puppy dog.
Yeah.
To be fair, we are live.
What about me? And extremely sentient bee.
Okay, so seeing as we are done with the splash screen, we're going to leave in the background.
It's a very nice splash screen.
Abzu, yay, nice and chilled out and relaxed. And look, ooh, isn't that pretty? Fishies is. Unfortunately, we're also going to be talking over the fishies is, so. But yes, there will be fishies is. Ooh, look at that one. You just ate someone. Cool. It's an achievement in case you haven't got it when you've got this game. You need to watch a fish eat another fish. So, anyway.
Betas.
So, first in the news today, we have an article from everyone's least favourite news website, CNN, which I thought was particularly funny. Fake news. Italian council is flooded immediately after rejecting measures on climate change.
I love
Veneto.
Cause and effect.
Karma.
It's scientific.
Karma, baby.
Karma.
Veneto Regional Council, which is located on Venice's Grand Canal, was flooded for the first time in its history on Tuesday night. First time in its history. First time in its history. Just after it rejected measures to combat climate change. The historic Italian city has been brought to its knees this week by the worst flooding there in more than 50 years. First time in its history. First time in its history.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
And the council chamber in Ferro Fini Palace started to take on water around 10 p.m. local time as councillors were debating the 2020 regional budget. Ironically, the chamber was flooded 2 minutes after the Majority League, Brothers of Italy and Forza Italia parties rejected our amendments to tackle climate change, said a Scottishman who was pretending to be an Italian, who is deputy chairman of the Environment Committee, said in the Post, which also has photographs of the room underwater, and it's wet. It's just a big wet spot. Imagine a room with water in it, and those are the pictures. You really can't go wrong.
I bet they felt like right Muppets.
Well, no, I'm sure they're like, oh yeah, this isn't sign of climate change. I mean, it's, that more scientists agree that climate change is a problem and that it's caused by humans than scientists believe that smoking is bad for you. That is pretty fucking damning. Pardon my French. That is pretty damning indictment if more scientists back the proven knowledge that climate change is going to be one of the things that is seriously affecting our ability to survive as a species, right? Then scientists believe that smoking causes cancer. Now, at this point, it's pretty much accepted that smoking causes cancer.
Okay, right. We know that smoking causes cancer, and there are people out there that are starting to realise that smoking causes cancer. We know that climate change is real. However, this is the big however. There are people out there who are climate change deniers, even though there is irrefutable proof that climate change is real.
Yeah, well, anyway. Among the rejected amendments were measures to fund renewable sources, which, as California has shown, renewable sources not only help the environment, but also make your state incredibly rich. California is literally richer than the next 3 states in terms of of wealth, right? California is richer than the next 3 states combined. And that is almost entirely down to 2 things. 1, the legalization of cannabis. And 2, the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger pushed that state into almost bankruptcy investing in renewable energy. And he did. And they managed to turn it around, and now California makes more from renewable energy than any of the other states make from coal or nuclear or oil-based furnaces. So renewable sources are really, really profitable. I mean, it's not like a coal-fired power station where, you keep having to buy coal. You keep having to clean the mess from the coal.
Well, also coal will run out.
Yeah, plus coal will run out. Sunlight does not. Wind does not. Tidal does not run out. In fact, if anything, tidal is going to become even more viable because there's going to be more water flooding the whole planet soon anyway.
What with the ice caps melting.
Yeah, anyway. So they rejected amendments for renewable sources to replace diesel buses with more efficient and less polluting ones. More efficient meaning, costs less to run. To scrap polluting stoves and reduce the impact of plastics. Which, we're only now beginning to understand the sheer volume of the issue to do with plastics in the environment.
The microplastics.
Oh, wow, yeah. Like, what is it? Every single bottled water you buy has microplastics in it.
Every fish you now eat has microplastics
Every
in it.
single fish that is consumed by a human being now has microplastics in it.
Any seafood, generally.
Yeah, any seafood. They found microplastics on the highest mountains. They've found microplastics at the bottom of the deepest oceans. And this is all stuff in the last 70 years. Right, plastic hasn't existed from before that. So microplastics within 70 years have literally spread to the furthest reaches of our known world.
Scientists are already saying in the future we will be known as the plastic era.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. Anyway, so Karma just came along and bit this council in the ass and said, hey, but it's ridiculous.
I shouldn't laugh, but I am.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. It's funny.
It is very funny. I just find that when something like this happens, it's as if some cosmic voice
spoken up and gone
has gone, nah, biatches.
On another amusing state, Bethesda customer support has been banning people who helped find bugs and exploits in Fallout 76. Fallout 76 has been plagued by issues since its release. If you haven't played it, don't. That's just the advice I can give based on my experience of it. Just don't. Fallout 76 is in such a bad state. But this isn't the Fallout 76 developers that have done this. This isn't the Fallout 76 community managers that have done this. This is the Fallout 76 customer support, the people whose job it is to be the front line between, you know, you and the game if anything ever goes wrong. There's this group of people who decided to help Bethesda and help the team that are making and fixing Fallout 76 by tracking down bugs and exploits and finding out exactly what it is that helps the exploit exist as a thing. Right? And these guys have consistently been, you know, they behind finding out how people were doing certain things, how people were pushing certain things, how people were duping, how people were getting infinite ammo, how people were doing all sorts of things and getting infinite rolls on, you know, weapons and things. And Bethesda customer support, instead of saying, "Hey, thanks, that's awesome," banned them. And the one guy, well, two, as far as I know, two of the guys have received permanent bans. One has received no communication from Bethesda at all. And one of them had his account renewed under the proviso that he doesn't try to do any more exploits. Which, yeah.
If it wasn't for him finding those exploits and reporting it to Bethesda, then they wouldn't...
They would find them, but they'd find them a lot slower, and it would take the dev team a lot longer to track down how the exploits work and exactly what scenarios those exploits need to have.
If
and that
I
is a
were
beautiful
Bethesda,
matter.
If I were Bethesda, I would have hired him.
Well,
Saying,
that's the thing.
Join our staff. I mean, Microsoft does that.
Bethesda used to hire people who were doing that sort of thing. You know, people who helped bug fix Morrowind, people who helped bug fix Oblivion and Skyrim. You know, were hired by Bethesda, but this time round, Bethesda's, I don't know, the last 2 years, Bethesda's basically just, I don't know.
It's like Bethesda is imploded.
Yeah, it's this Todd Howard fella. I mean, he's just, I don't know. I think he secretly wants Bethesda to go bankrupt, and he's secretly got another company that's in the wings, ready to buy up all the rights to Bethesda games.
He must have shares in another company.
Yeah, he's got shares in another company or something, because they're literally, I mean, they're putting you had everything from the game not working on release to sometimes when you logged in, you would log in on somebody else's account. How that bug ever went live on the live server, I don't know, but it did. Then you got their treatment of, hey, look, here's a Fallout 76 bag. Oh wow, that looks cool. It looks like it's made out of leather. No, it's a plastic bag.
Then you had the coat and the bottle of whiskey.
Then you had the bottle of whiskey that tasted literally like the apocalypse. Like irradiated swamp water was one person that described it. Not to mention the fact that in all the adverts there was this wonderful glass bottle with this cool kind of rocket ship design on it. And then when people actually bought it, it was a piece of plastic stuck onto another bottle. And the whiskey tasted like ass, literal ass. And then you had the coat that the Bethesda was selling, the Fallout 76 coat that everyone was like, oh wow, that looks really cool, I want that coat because it looks like it's made out of leather. No, it's a cheap nylon jacket. There was the Fallout 76 helmets that you were supposed to be able to wear that you couldn't because they were sharp bits inside them. There's just been a whole array. The fact that they said there will be no microtransactions in this game, and right from launch it was jam-packed with microtransactions. The fact that not only were there microtransactions, it was pay to win.
You know, it seems to me, going through the history of Bethesda, right up to ESO Online. From that point onwards, it went downhill. I mean, Skyrim did really well. Oblivion did really well. Morrowind is still going on strong. You've got Arena and Daggerfall. You've got the Fallout New Vegas. What was before Fallout New Vegas? It was
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3. Those games do really well. But from ESO onwards, they've got it into their heads that microtransactions are fantastic, even though if they looked at the games already out there with microtransactions, it's not doing good. In fact, it's doing the opposite. People are getting tired of having to pay money for things that really you should be able to get within games.
Absolutely. Microtransactions are they're killing games. They're absolutely killing games. I mean, I don't mind when a game is free to play and has microtransactions, as long as those microtransactions are not pay to win. Right? If a game is free to play and has microtransactions, fair enough. That's one thing. But if you've got a full price game like Fortnite, a full priced game, you pay full price for that, for the Save the World. Then when you get into the Save the World, the only way to effectively get new equipment is to buy loot boxes.
I hate loot boxes.
Now, you go into a game like FIFA, full price game, and there is a mode in there that requires you to buy effectively loot boxes, these card packs, so you can build a team. You know, this is a full price game. You've already paid for the development cost of the game and the advertisement of the game and the production of the game. Games companies are just being greedy and downright dirty putting these microtransactions in.
I tell you, one games company that... Oh, okay, there's two. CD Projekt Red, but that's here nor there. Digital Extremes, free-to-play game, and the only time that they, you spend money, I think is, which is great, is when you're buying fashion cosmetics, yeah, and all the best stuff, all the best guns and that, you farm within the game, and you can buy and sell from other gamers within the game. There's a great trading community. And I'm happy to support Digital Extremes because they've been so open from the get-go.
Well, you've got in one of the things they did, they initially added the ability to re-roll your Kubro to get a different breed of Kubro if you paid 10 plat. And they very quickly realised that some people, that it turned into a slot machine. They were just sitting there re-rolling their Kubros, and they not only went in and disabled that feature within a couple of days of it being live, but they also paid back people money who had paid back plat people who had done it. You know, they were like, no, we can't have a slot machine in the game. That's not fair.
For people that don't know, Kubros are companions for your Warframe. Kubros and Kavats.
Yeah, you can get different breeds of Kubro, and you could get different looks of Kubro and different things like that.
Plat is the
in-game currency.
Yeah.
Or the paid-for currency that you can earn from other players. So
there are a few players in there that have got all their plat from buying and selling in the game.
Going on from Kubros being in-game dogs and Kavats being in-game cats, Bevo and Buzzley would like to bring up the pros and cons of adopt, don't shop.
I am very much with the adopt, don't shop, because there are plenty of animals out there that need a good home, and the people that breeders. There are some nice people, and there are but unfortunately majority of them, I find that they don't have the
Puppy
welfare.
mills.
Yeah, puppy farms, kitten farms. They don't have the welfare of the mother at heart.
It's one thing to have a dog and decide that you don't want to give it the snip, so that it's, you know, it can have puppies or sire puppies, because you feel it's cruel to do so. That's one thing, and it's one thing that dog occasionally gets pregnant. That's the nature. That's the dice you roll when you have a dog that you don't give it the snip. It's quite another to, as soon as that dog has, you know,
is old enough,
you get it pregnant and get puppies. Then, as soon as it's healed enough, you get it pregnant and get more puppies, and you keep doing that over and over again. Now, we had a dog when I was a kid that we picked up from a rescue pound, Sally. A lovely dog, but she'd been used as a puppy farm. She was a puppy mill when she was a young dog, and they didn't feed her properly, they didn't look after her, they just kept getting her pregnant. She kept popping out puppies, pregnant, popping out puppies, pregnant, popping out puppies, and until it looked like she was going to die, and they dumped her out on the road. Now, I'm not saying that all breeders do that, but some do. And
they put them in tiny cages, and once the animal has reached the maturity and they can't physically take anymore, that's it. They're just dumped. They're left to fend for themselves. They don't know that there are people out there that would give them a good home, and they're so frightened.
Well, again, the cons of that, of course, is that you've got an animal that could have been through abuse, could have been, you know, hurt, and could have serious behavioural issues. Now, my parents, for instance, had a cat that was a kitten farm cat. It was a male that was used in a kitten farm, and its entire life had been spent in a cage, being forced to have sex with as many female cats, you know, which sounds awesome. Not in any way, shape or form once you know what cats are like when they have sex. He couldn't be around other cats. He was violent. He was had serious behavioural issues, and would fight my parents. Now, thankfully, my mother had the patience and time to, you know, work on his issues and bring him around to the point where, as long as the other cats didn't come near him, he wouldn't actively go and fight the other cats. He calmed down a lot. So yeah, when you adopt, there's a chance that, you know, you're going to end up with a creature that is unsuitable to be homed. But that's down to the individual pound, the individual charity that you get them from, to ensure that, you know, you are capable of looking after the animal, and that animal suits your needs, because they don't want you to take that animal home, find out that it is completely unsuitable for you, and then dump it on the street or bring it back to the pound.
There are great people out there like your mum that the adoption agencies will call and say, look, that this particular animal really needs help. They're not adoption ready. Is there any way that you can pick him up or her up and look after them until they're ready? And they do. Unfortunately, in the case of your mum's cat, he got stolen because people had seen him and said, "Oh, he's such a friendly cat.
He's a friendly
let's
cat
take
now.
it."
Let's have that one. Yeah, talking about rebuilding things. The train wreck that is Anthem, that currently has less concurrent players than 7 Days to Die on the console, which is shocking because 7 Days to Die has very few people playing it on the console. BioWare are rebuilding Anthem from all said reports. Now, that may be a rumour, it may be, hot air coming from BioWare. There's a couple of things that are a bit worrying with that. One is, how are they going to be able to fix it? Is it something that can be done at this point?
What does it mean for games like us who already have the game?
I'm assuming it means that we get a patch at some point. Is it going to be a paid-for patch? I don't know. I mean, this is EA.
EA, money-grabbing little monkeys.
But at the other side of that is that the lead designer for Anthem left. He's left BioWare. In fact, BioWare has been hemorrhaging employees like nobody's business. Like, I'd be surprised if there's more than 30 people working on Anthem now, because they've been hemorrhaging employees left, right, and centre. It's worrying times for fans of Anthem. I like the idea of Anthem. I just felt that the implementation and that final story mission, good lord, what a boring end. I mean, it was a non-ending. You could tell that the game had been like Destiny 1, like Destiny 2, that the game had a major change to the design halfway through the development cycle. And that's never a good thing, there's a few exceptions. Borderlands 1 had a major change, but with Borderlands 1, they didn't release it 16 months after they made a major change. They kept it under wraps. They kept working at it. They kept going back to the community and saying, hey, what do you think of this now? Is this better? What do you think of this now? Is this better? Until they got something that the community was interested in, that the testers thought was ready. Whereas Destiny 1, the initial release of Destiny 1, Destiny 1 had no story. It was cut to ribbons. It wasn't until you had the King's Fall that the game felt like the game should have been when it was released. Same with Destiny 2. Same with Anthem. They've all had this kind of, 16 months before release date, major changes happened. In Anthem, at the EA before, not the EA, the GDC before, the E3 as well, they showed this footage of you doing all these things, and you think, oh wow, that sounds really cool, and you got Anthem and found that you couldn't do any of those things. That's false advertising at best. So yeah, I hope they are rebuilding Anthem and they're bringing it to where it should have been. But at the same time, I think if this doesn't work, I don't see BioWare surviving. Because EA have a tendency to, as soon as a company underperforms, they just kill them off.
Do you know what this game reminds me of? The whole thing going on. Do you remember a 360 game called TDU2?
Yes.
And how in
Test
a
Drive
horrible,
Unlimited 2.
in a horrible state it ended up.
Yeah. Well, that's basically where Anthem and Fallout 76 have been at the moment. That's where those two games are. They're in a terrible state. Leading on from a terrible state, we had the Xbox Insider, XO19.
I was really disappointed in that.
Yeah, there was a couple of games that was like, Age of Empires 4, great, a couple of other things that turned up that you're kind of like, oh, okay, that's nice. New game, what was it? There was the stuff to do with Project xCloud and game
Yeah,
streaming
I'm looking forward to
and
that.
stuff like that, which was nice. And the fact that they'll support, you know, PlayStation controllers and gamepads from Razer, and basically any Bluetooth controller will be supported with Project xCloud and GameStream, which is fantastic. That's nice. The list of xCloud games is really sort of taken off as well. You've got everything from World War Z, Forza Horizon 4, which is of course, you know, Microsoft first party that was going to be there, but things like Vampire, you know, and Borderlands, the Handsome Jack collection, and Tekken. How Tekken is going to work. I mean, Tekken is a seriously time-sensitive game. That's going to be real. I'd be interested to see how well that actually works. And some of the racing games as well.
It's one to keep an eye out for, to see how they progress. I mean, with the information they've given about Project xCloud, it's deeply interesting. It's I really want to see what they do with it. I mean, from everything they've said, it's just, I'm really excited about it.
And the other news that came out of XI19 was the games come to Game Pass, of course, for anyone who has Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate. We're going to get, we've already got Remnants, Rage 2, Lego Ninja Go, the Talos Principle, Tracks, the train track building game, Planetfall, which if anyone hasn't played Planetfall, go and play that game. It's fantastic if you're into turn-based games. Seago, for instance. I know you're currently thrashing out Civrev, but Planetfall is very much like Civrev, only the combat is much more skill-based rather than just RNG. Like, you know, when you take a warrior army and you fight another warrior army in Civrev, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's 50-50 a lot of the time. Well, with Planetfall, you're taken into a kind of separate game where you are then in charge of moving your troops around and actually performing the battle in a turn-based kind of battle style, which is nice.
There's a lot more options within Planetfall as well. You don't have you don't just have the basic. I'm going to talk to this person. Let's see what will happen. They've gone into the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah, there's a lot more diplomatic options and things like that. Of course, you've also got things coming to the PC. You've got Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which includes some new DLC. You've got Hearts of Iron 4, the Talos Principle, and the train track game. That's available now. Coming this December, I believe. We've got, for console and PC, we've got Darksiders 3, which I'm not interested in. You've got Vambrace, which I've not heard anything about. Escapist 2, which, again, not interested in. Halo Reach, which is coming as part of the Master Chief Collection, which is also on the Game Pass now, incidentally. My Friend Pedro, which is, as far as I know, a story about a banana. For PC, we've got one game that's kind of an 8-bit type game. Then on console exclusive, we've got Life is Strange 2, and of course, The Witcher Wild Hunt.
Yay!
Witcher 3.
I mean, we've got The Witcher, but yay!
Yeah, we've got it, but I mean, anyone who doesn't have it, I mean, what have you been doing with your life? But at least you'll be able to play it now. If you've been umming and ahhing and not really sure about it, go get it when it comes out in December.
It's blooming fantastic.
Next year, we've got Ori, new Ori coming to PC and console. We've got Minecraft Dungeons coming to PC and console, which will be cross-play between PC and console.
I actually thought that looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looks okay.
It reminded me a lot of Diablo.
Yeah, it's Diablo. It's Minecraft Diablo.
Diablo, yeah.
Yeah. We've got Grounded, Bleeding Edge, which I love Ninja Theory. I loved Senua's Sacrifice, but the Bleeding Edge just didn't grab me at all. It just looks like, you know, their attempt at Overwatch. You know, we've already got Overwatch. We don't need another one. Wasteland 3, which could be interesting, but very XCOM style. We've got Flight Simulator, new Flight Simulator from Microsoft, first one in a long time. I think the last one was in 2013. That looked incredible. Like the graphics for it were stunning.
Wasn't that R2 Stormvic?
No, that was a separate game. That wasn't Flight Simulator.
Right, okay.
No, this is just Flight Simulator. This isn't a combat sim. This is a Flight Simulator, just flying around environments and stuff. There was the news that we're getting pretty much most of the Final Fantasy series, for those that like Final Fantasy. And there's a lot of them coming. The Yakuza series is coming, Tekken 7, Carrion, Cyber Shadow, Double Kick Heroes, which there's no interest in, Haven, Levelhead, Fogs, which is some kids' games as far as I can tell, Skatebird. There's a couple of indie games coming to Game Pass, like Skatebird and stuff like that. But so yeah, XO19, there was a distinct lack of news, really, about the new console. Now, I get that they're kind of holding off until PlayStation. PlayStation are playing their cards close to their chest, and Microsoft are playing their cards close to their chest. Both are claiming that they're going to have the fastest system next generation. But now that basically the new PS5 is going to be using Xbox Live, there's no if, and, or buts. PlayStation 5, the biggest weakness PlayStation 4 had over the Xbox was their online was awful. The PlayStation 5 is basically going to be using Xbox Live servers because Microsoft now do the run the cloud servers for the PS5. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Oh yeah, next year this Crossfire X was debuted. That looked actually quite good. I'm very interested by Crossfire X. It's going to be free to play. We'll have to see how pay to win it ends up being. I don't know. I know Microsoft want to keep their cards close to their chest, but I don't know. It's a bit strange that they didn't announce something or give us something.
They usually have one or two things that they'll mention, but as you said, they're keeping it close to their chest, which is understandable. But even giving out little snippets is something to keep people interested.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, even just sort of... I mean, I know that they've already announced that all your existing peripherals, your controllers and your headsets, are going to work on the Xbox 2.
What?
Yeah. So, you know, yes, there will be new controllers coming with the Xbox 2, but your existing controllers will work. Your existing headsets will work. Anything you've got that works on your Xbox One will work on your Xbox 2. They've also announced that all games that currently run on the Xbox One will run on the Xbox 2.
I'm glad that the stuff you're using now on the one you can use on the 2, because the amount of money we have spent on getting controllers every time one breaks.
Oh, that's the biggest issue.
The build quality is
really bad this time.
The build quality on the original Xbox controllers and consoles was the best. Yeah. But after that, it just went downhill way
fast. But then, I mean, the same's true with PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation 1 controllers were bulletproof. They were bulletproof. PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 controllers. I mean, what was it? A friend of ours broke his PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, Colin broke it.
Yeah, he broke it just by playing the game. He was literally holding the controller, playing a game, and the controller snapped in two.
Oh, and if you had when you voided your warranty by playing it longer than
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
suggested.
Oh, you played your
couldn't
console
return
for
it.
more than 12 hours at a time. You can't return that. It's now your warranty is now void. What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, both companies did some really dumb shit this time around. Just stuff. Good
Gump.
Lord. Path of Exile, for anyone who's interested. Yeah, for anyone who's in. It's bullshit. Yeah, shark. Yeah, someone's sharded themselves. Yes, Path of Exiles. It's getting a Path of Exiles 2.
I've still got to finish the first one.
It's not Path of Exiles 2, it's a patch for Path of Exiles 1 that turns Path of Exiles 1 into Path of Exiles 2. So it's Path of Exiles 1.5. It's very strange. There's new Mass Effect rumours, which, I mean...
No,
Yeah,
Mass
after the
Effect.
last one?
After the, what's it, Andromeda?
Yeah.
Terrible letdown.
Yeah.
Ridiculous game. They should take it back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Fix it from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Or give it to another company to do.
Mm-hmm. Then... oh yeah, the big reveal from XO19 was that you can now play as a Star Trooper in Fortnite. Woohoo! Oh, please, be still my beating heart. For anyone who doesn't know, this is sarcasm.
We are very good at sarcasm.
It's just... Oh.
That was a
sign of a
sarcastic, by the
healthy-
way. We actually are very good at sarcasm.
It's a sign of a healthy brain.
Yeah, so, I mean, at West of Dead, you can, if you've got the game preview program, you can download it and try it out.
Isn't that the Wild West game
Yeah,
that reminds me? That's got a bit. Looks like.
The comic book game.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? They had that Mario Karts game that isn't Mario Karts, but looks exactly like Mario Karts. Except
Don't even get me started on Mario. That franchise. I'm sorry, people are going to hate me when I say this, but that franchise is long and dead.
Needs to be long and dead. But, so yeah, this. I mean, XO19 was just. There was some nice bits. It was like, yeah, okay, cool, but a lot of it was just kind of like, well. I mean, the fact that Microsoft are now buying more companies and working much closer with other companies, Square Enix, was interesting, and I'd be very interested to see what happens with that.
I think, to be honest, with the XO19, I spent more time pottering around than listening to what was going on.
Yeah,
it didn't
wasn't,
pique my curiosity at all.
Yeah, it wasn't great this time around. In clan news, we have a new Discord channel for those what has Discord.
Do we have what is it? Is it
Guardians
of Midgard?
Yeah, Guardians of Midgard on Discord. For anyone who is in the clan that wants to chat, it's on the clan page. If you haven't been invited to the clan page, speak to the crazy bee lady.
Yep, I will sort out everything that needs to be done.
Yeah. We have an update on the channel, the YouTube channel. We're just battering on and trying to survive the approaching apocalypse as best we can.
We're doing the games that you are seeing us play
For the Green Grape sessions.
Yeah, for the Green Grape sessions. It's games that we've got and we've liked playing. There is a list, I believe you've put up there.
Yeah, we have a stream schedule. Mondays is Fortnite Story Mode. Tuesdays is Race Day, includes the likes of Wreckfest, Grid, Forza, etc. Wednesdays is Farm Together. Thursdays is RPG Day. Fridays is Blade Storm or other action games. And Saturdays is a mixed bag. We tend to have special editions like Warframe or Farm Together, more Farm Together. We may throw in some weird games like Abzu, which is currently playing in the background. Very chilled out game.
What I do, yes,
Bee
there
Simulator.
will be Bee Simulator. What I wanted to mention before I forget, though there is a schedule, it may not
Subject to
always
terms and conditions.
Yeah, because health not being very good,
Yeah.
internet issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes when Xbox goes down, we can't readily access the games. If that happens, we will let you know in advance.
Now Sundays will be the GGS News for.
We need to make some sort of jingle for it.
Yeah, we need a jingle. But yeah, we have the GGS News on Sundays.
Where we will talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
If there's something in particular you'd like us to talk about, let us know, and that way we can have enough time to research it if it's something we don't know. If it is something we don't know, we will admit it and we'll do the best we can.
Yeah. Yeah. So GGS News is any interesting news articles, like for instance Karma being a bitch. Game reviews, discussions,
Lego,
rants, channel
cabbages,
updates.
carrots, potatoes.
Yeah, cabbages, carrots, potatoes. Upcoming series, clan news, that sort of stuff. It will, it's there for that sort of stuff. Now, this is specifically for clan members who ordered one. There is a hat update. Seago will want to listen in on this one because she ordered one. The hats are going to be delivered on the 27th of November to us. As soon as they have been delivered to us, we're going to wash them and then dry them. And then the following Monday, we will take them to the post office. If everyone can send us your addresses to the Crazy Bee Lady here, because Bee Von Bosley is the only one that has a memory.
Well, I've often wondered, but yeah, I do have a memory. It's just very eclectic.
It's better than mine.
A
I mean, well,
fish has a better memory than you
short-term memory. I don't have a short-term memory. Long-term memory, my long-term memory is better than anybody else's. It's fantastic. I can remember pinpoint accuracy of everything around me.
But in regards to the hats, the ones that are going to America will be sent to one person in particular, and then they will
distributed from there. Yeah.
And then the other people that are around the world that are, we will send it directly to them.
Yeah.
You can't see my hand gestures.
Yeah,
but
she was doing all sorts of. It was very, very animated. It was very.
I could have my own anime.
Good. She was very animated. Now the final piece of GGS news. GGS news. The final piece of GGS news is that. This is the official announcement of the first, possibly last, depending on finances, giveaway for the Green Grape sessions. For those watching on YouTube, we have the official announcement for the Green Grape sessions giveaway. Just comment on this video your favourite Warframe moment from over the years. Followed by the words Green Grape Sessions. Leave a like on the video and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And you could win. It will be a prize draw. I will stick everybody's names in a big hat, which is funny because you could win the hat that the names are going into. It's a Clan Midgard slouchy beanie. As opposed to
beanie slouchy.
a beanie slouchy or a slouching bean.
Or a beanie bean.
Yeah, or a beanie bean. Yeah, don't worry, we will not send you some baked beans. Just open in a hat. It's that just, you know, you're gonna get it. You can open it up and go, ha ha, and you go, covered in
full of beans.
Yeah, a slouchy covered with beans.
You have to make sure the beans are cooked, you know.
Well, no. But it will be a Clan Midgard slouchy beanie, so you can show your loyalty to the Clan Midgard cause by walking around with a big thing stuck right in the middle of your forehead. It's very cool. It's the emblem. Looks very cool.
Not just the hat, you know. You don't just stick the hat in the middle of your forehead.
You don't just stick the hat in the middle of your forehead. I mean, you can. And this is also just where it's slouchy.
Unless
a staple gun works well.
Yeah. Staple gun works really well.
I recommend a staple. Yeah.
Yeah. Staple gun.
I think a glue gun might involve less, you know, holes.
Yes, I mean,
know, but
what would you? Yeah, the burning.
It's your choice.
It's your choice.
It's your choice.
Do you want little pinpricks that go to the bone on your forehead, or do you want the skin on your forehead to have melted into the hat?
What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Options.
I think I might go for melty, you know, as opposed to.
Well, I mean, if Seago's going to go with the stapling, you're going to go with the glue gun. I'm going to go with.
I'm going with the glue gun.
I'm going to weld. I'm going to weld mine on with a TIG welder. I mean, yeah.
I can't use a glue gun. You know why? I've got my antennae.
Yeah. But. Well, I suppose I can't really use a TIG welder because my head isn't made of metal. But I'm sure people. This show is not for children.
Yes, please don't
not
let
for
your children listen to this.
Just don't let your children listen to this show.
This is Green Grapes.
This is the Green Grape session. This is not for children.
Also, if you guys want, we will do a discussion on the different types of grapes.
So, to reiterate, like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment with your favourite Warframe moment from over the years, followed by the words Green Grape Sessions. If you do that, I will take your names, stick your names into the hat that you're going to win. I will stick your names into the hat itself. I will sit there, I will shake that hat around until all of the names fly out, and the last name that's in the hat will get to keep the hat. And we'll send you a message, and we promise we won't fill the hat with baked beans before sending it to you.
And we won't glue the names
into the hat, no, because I'd be shaking the hat for a very long time. Shake it, it's another. The names are not coming out! Maybe we shouldn't have used hot glue! Ah! But.
And there's me cackling wildly in the corner.
This is the first of the giveaways. There may be others at a later date. There may be more interesting ones at a later date, depending how the channel does. I mean...
we may even give away a Seago.
Yeah, we may give away a Seago. Free to a good home.
I am not for free. I am not free salsa. I'm guacamole.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an extra cost.
We are now ending on this, but I do want to say thank you, Seago, for joining us on this news session.
Yes.
One of many, I hope.
Yes. Anyone in the clan that wants to join us on these sessions or has any ideas for things that people want to talk about, if there's some hot button issue that just really grabs your goat and makes you want to scream from the rooftops in a non-sweary manner that's okay for anyone aged 13 or above, not for children.
Or if someone has stolen your
use words. Words is good.
Someone has stolen your red hot button.
Yep, someone's stolen your red hot button, exactly.
Or the button's too hot for use.
Yeah, if the red hot button
labels for the idiots.
Yeah, if your red hot button is too hot to press, don't worry, I have asbestos fingers. I will press that button. And I would also like to point out that not once during this news broadcast did we talk about anything currently going on in American politics. That is the first for a news program on the internet. Not once did we mention anything, and I'm not going to mention it Just so that we can hold the record right the way to the end. We didn't mention it not once. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, commenting and subscribing. And if you didn't like, comment and subscribe, why not? What's wrong with you? Go on, hit the like button, hit the comment button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Seago. Thank you, Crazy Bee Lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we will see you next time on the Green Grape Sessions.
Thank you, Catman.